The world is a diverse and beautiful place. Have you ever wanted to travel the globe, exploring one exotic land, and waking up the next day somewhere completely different? Experiencing the nature, the people, the culture, the art, ancient and new. Come along with me. From ice to desert, beaches to mountains, in the jungle, in the city, and everywhere in between. Soaking in the splendor Mother Earth and all her inhabitants have to show us. By air, by land, by sea, this is Around the World at the Speed of Mike.
After trekking around a small portion of the Annapruna circuit, I took a jeep back with some hikers to Pokhara. As I said before, Pokhara is a tourist town where most of the treks and excursions in the region are going to be launched from. The main site in town is Phewa Lake. Combined with the lake's serenity and the surrounding restaurants, tour shops, and accommodation, it just makes a really great place to relax and recover after what can be an exhausting hike in the mountains. The city's pretty clean and peaceful compared to Kathmandu, so that's definitely a welcome thing. The lake is good for boating. You can rent a canoe or a paddle boat or a ferry to get to the other side, where you can do a short hike and head up to the Stupa. There you can get pretty good views of the city and the surrounding area. I mean, that's really not going to be very impressive after being in the Himilays, but it's, a low intensity thing to do. Just below that hill or mountain is Devi's Falls. It's a waterfall that's fed by an underground stream. So it definitely has an interesting structure to it, but its view is kind of limited by these guardrails that are around it that keep people from falling in, I guess. So it's still worth a visit. It's just don't expect something too spectacular, I'd say. Really, my favorite thing about Pokhara was participating in Holi. I've done this in 2 other cities around the world, and it was always a blast. So I definitely really wanted to do that anywhere in Nepal. Originally, though, I wanted to do it in Kathmandu just because I thought it would be a little more iconic, just having Kathmandu's architecture and religious sites around. But I'll say Pokhara was definitely more comfortable because it's cleaner and less cramped. So it was probably a better time just having it there than Kathmandu, I'd say. After a few days in Pokhara, I took the bus back to Kathmandu and flew out the next day, thus ending my time in Nepal. In Kathmandu, I stayed at Elbrus house. It was $10 per night and had an awesome breakfast included. In Sauraha, I stayed at Crocodile Lodge. That was $4 a night for a personal room. In Pokhara, I stayed at Kiwi Backpackers for $6 per night. That also had an awesome breakfast included. While I was trekking, I stayed 4 nights at different locations in the Annapruna region. I don't remember their names, but it was generally about $7 to $10 per night for everything, either the room or the meals. That's how that deal usually worked out. So it was about $102 for accommodation over 17 nights in Nepal. Food in Nepal is extremely cheap. You can get a plate of momo, which is like kind of a pasta wrapped over a meat or a vegetable ball, for 75 cents to $1.50 at one of the cheaper restaurants in Kathmandu. Dal bhat, which is like the main food, is just rice with either any variety of other food items like chicken, lentils, soup, spices. That's like $2 to $3 around there, also at the cheaper places. From what I'd heard from other people, you were almost guaranteed to get sick in Nepal from either the water or eating stuff, but amazingly, I was completely fine. I ate at a bunch of places. So overall, it was about $3 to $5 per day for food in Nepal, or about $64 in total. The buses between Kathmandu, Sauraha, and Pokhara were between $5 and $12, depending on the quality. I also took a $2 bus up to the Annapruna region, and then a $20 Jeep split among 5 people back to Pokhara. So in total transportation was about $29 US. I purchased dozens of souvenirs in Kathmandu that probably totaled about $20. It was everything from 30-cent bracelets to this $6 mask. It was $50 for the boat and walking tour into Chitwan. That's including the national park fee. The Tim's card was $20 for me as an individual. If you go in a group, it's $10. The national park permit for the Annapruna region was $20 itself. And my visa for Nepal was $40 for a 1-month pass. Had I done a little shorter amount of time, 15 days, that would have only been $25. So in total, it was $150 for all that stuff. So everything in Nepal cost $347, and that's about $21 per day over 17 days. My round-trip flight on AirAsia from Kuala Lumpur to Kathmandu cost $303. So thus far on the trip, we're 49 days into it, and it's cost $2,039. Up next, we're going to head to Bali. Hey, if you'd like to see more videos like that, make sure to subscribe to my channel and check out the rest of my videos around the world at the speed of Mike.